briefly summarize what we discussed with His Excellency the President at the meeting held on yesterday. And first of all, we should mention that the booklet we have produced regarding a rational approach to international trade was presented by our President Dr. to the President Maitripala Sirisena, and he clearly emphasized that he will never take any step which will be detrimental to the sovereignty of this country, the economy of the country, or our cultural identity. So we are very glad that the President is taking a very positive stand in realizing the need for a national policy on international trade agreements, especially prior to signing not only the agreement with India, but with several other agreements which are to be signed in the near future. And we have to also mention that the Minister Malik Samaravikrama of the Ministry of Development Strategies and International Trade, along with the Prime Minister's advisor, Mr. Charita Ratwatta, are also in favor of formulating a national policy for foreign trade international trade agreements, because this will pave the way for our country to benefit from international trade agreements, not only with India but also with many other countries. As you all know that we are a small country situated in a strategic place, with a population who is very intelligent and literate and with abundant resources. So we can become a hub of development for the entire Asian region. I think for that reason we need to have agreements with other countries, global powers, both Western and Asian, but in order to reap benefits for our country, it is essential that we have a clear-cut policy. Now, India has a policy, New Zealand has a policy, and many other countries, I think even Uganda and Kenya has policies on international trade agreements. So we are very happy about this development. And about the Saitam Malabe private, the so-called medical college issue was also discussed with our President, and we are standing firm on our principal stand, that is, any private medical education institute should maintain proper standards so that the doctors who pass out from these institutions should be able to treat our patients, that is our citizens, the citizens of the country, without causing any harm. So in order to resolve the issue of Saitam, we have proposed as always that it should be taken over by the government, because the present management has proven again and again that they have miserably failed to maintain even the minimum standards for the students. So the President was also very receptive and favorable to our stand, and that he has again reiterated his position that the standard of medical education and the standards of doctors who are allowed to practice in this country cannot be compromised. and the drug policy. The drug policy is one of the key slogans in forming this the government of the present government, the government of good governance. So and it was the brainchild of the present drug policy is the brainchild of the present our President Honorable Maithripala Sirisena when he was the health minister. His idea was to have a drug policy on the lines of Senaka Bibile principles, so that the masses of this country will benefit from quality medicines at a reasonable cost. It's a reasonable cost, quality medicines, not the cheap medicines, the cheapest medicine available. So with this objective, the drug authority was established, but it's very sad to note that the objective, the way the authority is proceeding at present is not in keeping with realizing these noble objectives. So we have discussed this issue with the President, and he was highly concerned because actually this whole issue was his own brainchild, and he was not in a position to implement it as the then health minister, but I think he hoped to implement it as the President. But even now, though the drug authority is in place, the way things are moving, the objectives we feel that won't be realized. So, and the schooling issue of doctors, especially the doctors who are on trans orders and the doctors who have come back from foreign training, was also discussed with the President. And we have to say that when the present President was the health minister, he took a very keen interest in providing schools for the doctors' children. That is, in order to keep the minds of these doctors at ease, so that they can give a better service to the people of the country, and to distribute these doctors throughout the country by way of 4-yearly transfers, so that the health service will benefit not only the main cities but the peripheries as well. So he was highly disappointed that this issue has not been resolved so far, and that many doctors' children are still without national level schools, and this is affecting the performance of the doctors as well as the health service. And the fact that the doctors had to take to the streets and to protest outside the ministry, the education ministry, to get this thing moving. And we also discussed the controversial cabinet paper regarding recruitment to the medical administrative service, and here also the President agreed to, on principle, to our stand that the present vacancies of the administrative grade, deputy administrative grade, that's the entry point, should be filled with within the existing criteria and qualifications, and not to interfere with this process. So all in all, I would say that it was a very positive discussion we had with the President yesterday, and the GMOA is very satisfied and waiting for the outcome of all the issues we have discussed with the President.